Hey everyone, this is Matt Waldman with the Rookie Scouting Portfolio. Welcome to another episode of the RSP Boiler Room. These are short videos that feature a prospect and maybe 1 to 3 plays of that prospect to show what he's doing right now that may either help or be a challenge to his transition from the college game to the NFL game. Today's player is O.J. Howard, the Alabama tight end. He's probably one of the top 3 to 5 prospects in this class right now, at least from some of the boards that I've seen, just giving a cursory glance. And there's a good reason for that. He's a terrific athlete. He's 6'6", he's 242 pounds. He runs like, a top hybrid tight end. He has good burst and acceleration. He's very smooth in the open field with the ball in his hands, and he shows the ability to catch the ball and adjust to it well, even in traffic. So we're going to look at a couple of those things, but we're also going to look at a play that really explains why he's going to need to do a lot more work to be able to make a transition from being a successful athlete in the SEC to becoming a refined professional who can make an impact on the field in the NFL, because there is a big difference. As if one thing that you're going to see pretty much any time on Sundays, and if you haven't noticed already, is that very few tight ends as rookies make a large impact in the league right away. And it's because there's so many small facets to playing tight end well, and all these details really come into play and are very important, whether it's blocking at the line of scrimmage, stalk blocking out in space, or being able to run the type of routes that will manipulate zone defenders, man-to-man defenders. And it's not just about being bigger, faster, and being able to out-jump people, which is something that is a little bit more, I would say, a little easier for players like O.J. Howard to get away with, even at the SEC, one of the top, levels of college football right now. You can still out-athlete people. So let's begin here and take a look at one of the plays where you see the potential. And potential can be somewhat of a dirty word, but still, people really get enamored with potential. But you're going to see some of the things that are going to make people excited about what he might be able to do. And on this play, he's in slot right. You're going to see we have an inside zone man and the linebacker here in this kind of nickel look, and then you're also going to have the safety here on this side, who is, looks like about 9 yards off the ball, playing a little bit over top. And we're going to watch this play unfold in slow motion here. Both players drop off to anticipate a little bit more of a deeper release on this third and fourth play near midfield, and they have to be on guard for that, because in this situation, even though it's a short yardage play to get the first down, the field position is fairly good, and it's early enough in the game in the second quarter that a team like Alabama might take its shot downfield, and O.J. Howard certainly can be that guy. You're going to watch him come off the line of scrimmage. You have a little bit of a drive phase with his shoulders over his knees. He's not really pumping the arms a whole lot when he's running, which is kind of a tip-off that he's going to be making a shorter route, but the linebacker doesn't really read that. But what you do see is him get past the first down marker and then turn out of his break and get his head around fast. The cornerback down here near the scoreboard, digital scoreboard, sees the quarterback throwing the ball towards Howard and comes off his receiver, and Howard is still able to get his arms out in front of him, shield the deeper defender with his back, which is a really nice job here, get his arms out to attack the ball at the furthest point from his body, make the catch, and then take the hit and come down with the ball. This is a pro level type of play. It's the type of thing that you want to see from a tight end on a routine basis when he's running routes in the NFL. So I would definitely look at this as a very good positive for him and what you could see him do if he's capable of executing these types of plays on a consistent basis. And again, tips it off because he's not really drumming the arms a lot. The drive phase isn't great, but the defender's playing off, being cautious because he knows that Howard's a good athlete, might be a little worried about Howard being able to beat him deep. Makes a nice catch, is able to brace himself and lead with his shoulder so you can keep the ball tucked and kind of absorb some of the hit there. It's a really nice job. Next play that we're going to look at that is a similar one that's, that shows you a little bit of his fearlessness in traffic and some of his athleticism is a play that comes later in this game. And this one, we're going to see him from the left side here in line and come off the line. And this is a decent bit of route running. You see him come off the line. I'd like to see him drive a little bit more once again against this zone defender who's playing outside shade. But he widens the route just enough that you see the defender still having to lean outside. And we don't see the break, but after the break, when the ball comes into view, when the camera comes into view of him making his break, you can see the defender's in trail position. So he bought into that stem that leaned towards the outside to widen his path, and then Howard broke back inside after he widened this defender. He comes in, catches the ball near the back shoulder, and he's already prepared for the oncoming defender from the inside. Does a nice job spinning away from the contact, very agile there for his size, and then get low and get another 8 yards, 7 to 8 yards after the catch here. It's a nice play. We're going to look at it one more time. Widen the route, breaking it back inside, makes the catch with his hands near his back shoulder, is able to protect the ball spinning to the inside. It's a really nice reaction there. Get low, get a few more yards. Really good work from Howard here. But route running is where I think he can improve the most when it comes to his game as a receiver. And when you watch this particular play, it's a third down, very important play on third down early in this game, where he just fails to execute at a level that you need to see in the NFL. This is a trips formation on the right side, and he's the inside trips man, boxed out here in the red. You're going to see an over-under kind of zone here. You have the outside linebacker who looks like he might be blitzing, but he's also playing inside shade, and it's very possible. We know what's going to happen here. I'll tell you, he is going to drop into this shallow coverage. But even if we didn't know, you have to, as a receiver, account for the fact that he may drop into this shallow zone to cover Howard. You also have the safety here who is playing over top and probably has man coverage if Howard were to go deep on this play. So the objective for Howard here on this 3rd and 6, and again looking at the context of the situation, it's a 3-0 game for Ole Miss. It's early on. They are deep. Alabama is deep in their own territory on a 3rd and 6. They're probably not going to try and go deep on this play when you have a defense that looks like they're sugaring the gaps here. They've got defenders in the A gaps. They've got one off the edge here, and they got another one who's possibly off the edge here. You could have the possibility of really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 defenders at the line of scrimmage coming for the quarterback. And if you're trying to go deep and buy time, you could end up getting sacked, losing the ball. This could be very easily a 10-0 game very early on if you try to go get a little too aggressive on this type of play. So the defense knows this and is probably playing the odds of pressuring Alabama so that they will have to throw the ball short. And that means that the safety is probably going to sit on this route unless O.J. Howard can really sell him on a vertical concept. And that's really the key for this play, is if O.J. Howard successfully sells his vertical concept to the safety and then breaks here, he's probably going to get enough depth on the route to win the ball, get the first down. If he doesn't, then this safety, barring a mistake on his end, will probably win the play. And this is how it plays out. We'll start off here with the snap, and you see a nice release come up here right away. See how you've got this nice drive phase with the shoulders over the knees. You have the arms pumping fairly well as if he's sprinting upfield. If he does this long enough, if we're talking maybe he maintains this type of sprint form up to about the 15, 16, 17 yard line, he's going to force this defender, this safety, to turn and run downfield. As long as Howard keeps his eyes downfield like this, what Al Davis used to call vertical eyes, keeping the head up, keeping this type of drive phase as if you're sprinting to accelerate downfield. And Howard, everybody knows on this field that Howard has that type of speed for a tight end. But watch what he does after this initial step. immediately within 2 steps, he's already turning. He's turning 2 yards shy of the first down marker. And at this stage, look at the defender. The defender's on his toes. He's leaning forward. He wasn't buying at all that Howard was going deep. And he's going to start to drive on this ball. See him start to drive. You see his hands moving forward. He's starting to drive towards that break point already before the quarterback's thrown the ball. He's won this route as long as he doesn't slip and as long as he's as fast as most defensive backs are to get this angle. Howard has lost this play already because he's broken the ball. He's broken the route too early. He's breaking it too shallow. He's also didn't sell the defender on that vertical concept, and as a result, he turns and fades towards that first down marker, but now he still has to come back and attack the ball. When he does that, he's attacking the ball too far inside, has to extend for the ball a little bit more, leave his feet a bit to get it. If he was able to use that vertical concept and sell it to the first down marker and fade outside, the defender probably would have bought into that and had to take a couple steps backwards, and where Howard's catching the ball would have been where the defender is right now that I'm circling, and the ball probably would have been at chest or stomach level rather than high chest, face mask, or above, and he gets the first down. Instead, he makes the catch, takes the hit from the safety a yard behind the first down marker, and it's a good hit in the base of really, in Howard's base, and is able to drive him backwards, and Howard has to fight just to make it 2 yards away from the line from the first down marker on a 3rd and 6, and Alabama's going to be forced to punt. It's an interesting, route to watch because it tells you that this is not a player who is consistently practicing the refined fundamentals of good route running. He's tipping off his break. He's not running a deep enough stem. He's not selling the vertical concept well enough. And this is a bread and butter route for this offense, and a route that you see him run a lot in this game. And while he makes 4 catches in this game, and he has a nice big play earlier in this game, I believe, where he runs down the sideline for a nice gain after the catch on a short flat route, really a little short drag release. That's great athleticism, but in the NFL, you're not going to see that an awful lot. He needs to be able to make these types of plays in the NFL more often, and that's the difference between being a really good athlete and being a really good athlete in the NCAA and being a athlete in the NFL who doesn't see the field on a regular basis. In addition to this, Howard also has to shore up his blocking. The effort is not always there. He certainly shows that he's capable of becoming a good blocker in line as well as in pass protection and in the open field. But the effort, the awareness, the consistency of technique has to be better. And if he can do those things, he has the athleticism that is going to get that's going to get people excited about him, but may have people picking him earlier than what his actual refined skills reflect. He's still a junior. Maybe another year from now, he stays in with Alabama and refines those skills, and even makes his draft prospects go higher at this stage. But if not, he could be picked early just based on his athletic skills, and then you're just hoping that with time, with effort, with maturity, he can refine those skills and become the player that you see glimpses of, but it's not all together right now. So that's my take on O.J. Howard. Nice athlete, exciting athlete, still has more to learn, which a lot of young guys do. So, there's a lot of positives here, but it's not something that you should take his development into the NFL as a complete automatic. I'm Matt Waldman. Thanks again for watching the RSP Boiler Room videos. You can find out more about the RSP Film Room either at my blog, www.mattwaldmanrsp.com, or you can subscribe on my YouTube channel, RSP Film Room. Thanks a lot.